All right, so let's check out this here video.
Oh yeah, more video.
This is another video of a YouTuber looking at the whole thing.
I feel like they're experimenting and they use Baltimore first. Somewhere else is going to get hit with a massive overdose. Where is it going to be?
Dose of at least 15.
Along North Avenue, along Pensy, those type of ones. Then kind of off the beaten path, down some of the alleys.
This mass overdose event brought out community partners. The mayor's office of overdose response and concerned neighbors to help find more victims who took AZ. The drug was given out as a tester to victims, and it was called New Jack City.
So you mean to tell me there are people taking new drugs? Oh, well, I'm not surprised there's people taking new drugs. But trying out drugs? They don't know the effects of it. Some people are stupid. Some people are truly stupid. I mean, just trying to be blunt. Got to be blunt about it. Some people are stupid. Now, yes, there are some people who get hooked on it without their knowledge and then just become hooked. But I can't fathom someone coming up to me, "Hey man, you want to try this new drug? It's called New Jack City." What are you talking about? You don't know what the dosage is yet. They don't know anything. I don't understand people, man. But let's keep going into this video.
Some say it was laced with Freon or antifreeze, which can poison people. Although officials,
You mean the stuff they put in air conditioning? Freon? Antifreeze? The stuff you put in cars? Yeah, crazy.
have not confirmed.
We don't know what's in the supply, and so for folks to be careful if they're using, to have Narcan available.
And that's one of the reasons that I'm out here trying to uplift the community and help those fight their addictions off.
As advocates handed out Narcan to those chasing their next fix, people like Crystal Drayton handed out information for people to get help. Throughout the day, victims started piling up outside the Enoch Pratt Free Library to get help.
This is very disheartening. I do outreach work in this area every Tuesday and Thursday, and we have harm reduction right down the street. So, it's very sad.
And I think this is an example of us all coming together to collaborate and respond to the needs of the city and address overdose.
Now, yes, that is very good that the city came together and is giving out. But it's crazy you have to give out. Yeah, if you go, whenever you get your next fix, just make sure you got the Narcan next to you, so you can be prepared for if you overdose. I mean, God, I don't know. I don't want to be in a city where this is happening. I'm gonna be honest. Well, maybe it's just happening everywhere. I don't see people just overdosing on the streets in the city that I am in. I don't. If that's different for your city, people strung out. Tell me about it. So how do you feel about that? What is being done about that in your city? Or are people just giving out Narcan just in case, or whatever they're giving out to just in case they take too much? I don't know.
Empathy led the way at one of West Baltimore's most notorious intersections, where struggle, illness, and help all exist at the same time with compassion.
Keep pushing. We all have a story. We all go through trials and tribulations.
Now, our last update we got from police was earlier this afternoon, and that was when they told us those 15 patients were hospitalized 5 of them in critical condition. We are able to report to you tonight new information from the fire department where they say that number has now risen to 20 plus. We'll, of course, continue to keep track of the development. It's Penn North. I'm Stefan Dingle for WJZ.
Plans to hold 3 more listeners.
Just a whole crisis. Jesus. Millions of
We have the
dollars they
date.
had to pay. But now like I said, we're gonna go over to one more video about this where a witness is talking about what they saw and described.
Blocks and blocks taped off, first responders scattered for at least 25 people overdosing in West Baltimore. I spoke to folks out there today. They say they were seeing people drop left and right, collapsing. I myself witnessed 2 people experiencing overdose symptoms while I was out there for just 90 minutes.
You're out there for 90 minutes and you see 2 people dropping because of overdose? Nah, I'm not trying to be there. Not at all.
One of dozens of overdoses happening this Thursday near Pennsylvania and North Avenues, just across the street from the Penn North Recovery Center, where nurse practitioner Josie Dantzler was sitting. That's probably the third or fourth person.
They actually saw? Hold on, I gotta back that up just a tad bit. That is crazy.
This is happening this Thursday near Pennsylvania and North Avenues, just across the street from the Penn North Recovery Center, where nurse practitioner Josie Dantzler was sitting.
That's probably the third or fourth person I've helped in the last 30 to 40 minutes. People are just passing out from whatever they're overdosing.
I was walking down the street and I haven't seen his feet sticking out, and I saw him leaning over.
This man yelling for help after seeing another man down on the ground.
I called medic once I seen his eyes and the back of his head.
Never seen anything like that. So yeah, maybe it is a bad batch, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's an epidemic. We deal with this every day. Probably not on this high of a scale, but we go through this every day.
Alongside Josie is the
now let me say this. Yes, people. Some of the stuff is crazy out there, but end of the day, like with everything, we gotta pray that they find the strength to kick their addiction. That is the main thing. Let's pray for them to find the strength to kick their addiction. And they can move on with their life and become productive members of society. Let's keep going.
production director for the Penn North Recovery Center, Bernard Nelson. He says they were out there to hand out Narcan and fentanyl testing strips.
I've never seen nothing like this. And I've never seen nothing like this. And
large response from harm reduction organizations, community, which works to
foaming from is crazy. Foaming from the mouth, maybe foaming from the that is really wild, and something is wrong.
Link people to services.
33 years in recovery, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything close to this. In 2 hours, we've helped at least 6 people.
We can administer the Narcan.
That's just the Narcan.
The mayor's office says the harm reduction distribution will continue throughout the night.
I don't know the logistics of exactly what happened, but it doesn't make any difference. It happened. And we're here to try to do the best we can about it.
And what a scene that was. Tonight, Baltimore police are reminding folks that individuals can seek medical care without fear of arrest. I'm live tonight outside of BPD headquarters. Tori Yorgi, WBAL TV 11 News.
That is wild. Now tell me, what do you think should happen to the person who was dealing this type of drug? Then they call it New Jack City. That's the name of the drug. If I'm mistaken, tell me in the comments if that's not what they said. But what do you think should happen? I think if no murder at the minimum, and then whatever charges, drug charges, they have to come.
Well, you remember that's what they're doing with the Fenty, eh?
Yeah.
When the Fenty first came to Canada, people were jumping out.
Yep.
They're charging people for attempted murder and shit.
Mm.
Now I know you sometimes you volunteer to talk to the people on the street and everything like that, and you're around a certain like drug area in the city.
Oh yeah, hot water.
How do you think that affects the?
It's real.
Areas, which is the hood, you know?
Very real. There's been a bad batch
all
or
these
two.
testing centers and
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I've seen somebody about to overdose. Had to hit him with the Narcan. I've been in that situation already, and it's a very real thing. Definitely something that people have to be aware of. There's a lot of fentanyl mixed into the product, and that is exactly what the outcome is. None so far this summer, but last summer it definitely happened a couple times. I heard about a few ODs in that same area, and no, it's a very real thing. It's a very real thing, and it's sad, you know, because at the end of the day, it only happens to like homeless people. Like you never hear, like you know how they have functioning addicts. You never hear about no functioning addicts ODing. It's mostly the ones that are homeless and you know they're struggling out on the road. But bad batch, the bad batch thing is very real. It's very real.
So you would say that we're struggling with like a small epidemic in ourselves, you know, being as though that we're a big city, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's very real
Maryland
out there.
came through this city. I know they put up a new testing center near the hood there.
Out there by McDowell's? By McDowell's you're talking about? Yeah, no, that's
so it's creating
it's like a shelter there.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a breeding center for those type of productivities, you know. There's a lot of productivity like that going on out there. And it's kind of weird because it feels like
it's being pushed onto certain areas, eh?
Yeah, like certain areas they situate these kind of people all in one area. You know, obviously they have to figure out a way to deal with the pandemic of the whole thing, but it's just weird because a lot of it is in the same area. Like it's all the way up. Okay, so the shelter where all the programs is there on Atwater, right? By McDowell's. And then you go up the hill to downtown, there's the next one. And then you go to the other side of the hood and there's the next one. You know, it's like all four corners of the hood.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Bam, bam. So it's
in the middle,
it's kind of weird in that sense, but I don't know what the mayor is spending their dollars on, their tax dollars, but it's definitely a situation where they have to figure out a way to minimize the traffic and, you know, create programs for the people that actually need it. You know, there's a lot of needs out here, man. The streets is full of mental health issues. There's a lot of people trying to find a way, but there's no help for them. So it's like, they have nowhere to turn, you know, and it's a sad situation when you really break it down. All kinds of crises. For example, I've seen one kid, the man's fresh out of a group home, 18, 19 years old. You know, he grew up in a group home all his life. So the man's not really like stable in his mind, you know, and there's no programs for him coming out of a group home to develop himself, you know, as a productive member of society. Growing up in a group home is rough, bro. Like, you never have no stability. You don't know who your foster, you know what I mean, who your next foster parents are, and like you get tossed around like
you're in jail.
Yeah, exactly. So like, and then the man turns 18 now, and they just toss him out on the road, like, go figure out life on your own now. There's no programs for him to like properly understand how to conduct himself in society. You know what I mean? He grew up in a group home and there's nothing else to help him develop himself. So what do you think he's gonna do? Run to the streets. You know what I mean? Man's running to the streets.
Right.
And boom, he's on the blizzy. He's looking for acceptance. You know, so he's running around doing a bunch of recklessness, you know, beating up people. He's getting beat up every 2 seconds. So now he's scared. He's trying to stab people now. You know, he's just trying to prove himself and be accepted anywhere he could be accepted. Then what does that lead to? Him smoking. Now the man's a smoker. Now he's tweaking on all kinds of different shit. You know, and this all happened in a span of, I want to say 8 months. Now the man's a full out being. You know what I'm saying? Like on the block, like twitching, moving around, trying to figure it out. Twitch, it's a bad situation, bro. And the system doesn't really care. You know what I mean? There's no help for the man, for people like this. You feel me? Man don't have no parents. The man's trying to figure out life. He's trying to find love. You know, being in foster care, there's no love. You just get tossed around like no one's business, right? So now he's going to the streets looking for acceptance anywhere he can. And within that cycle, he's there smoking to numb the pain. And then boom, the man's a full out being right now. It happened within 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came to the block, he was semi-normal, still a little bit rough on the edges and reckless, and just, he don't know how to conduct himself, right? But it's obvious, the man grew up in a foster home, you know? And no real love or guidance in his life. You feel me? And then boom, 2-2's a man smoking. He's hitting the pipe hard. You know what I'm saying? And like, damn, it's crazy to see. And when you hear the stories, you don't really think that people go through things like this, but it's a real situation. The man got ate up by the system, tossed, chewed up, and spit out into the world. And now he's trying to figure himself out. He don't know what to do. He's stealing. He's chopping up the block. He's doing whatever he can. trying to find acceptance wherever he can. The man's a super being now. Just got locked up the other day. Off the road. Homeless. He's been homeless. But he's just running around trying to figure it out, right? Oh, what can I do? Chopping for this one, chopping for that one. Smoking in the midst of all that. The man's a full out being. And it's like, damn.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people, a bunch of kids like that in the system, you know, and that's how you create mental health issues, addiction issues. That's how it's created, because the system is so flawed and there's so little integration programs, we call it rehabilitation programs. There's no programs to like really help, or let's say parents, new parents that don't necessarily know how to, you know what I mean, and their kids end up getting taken away by childcare, and they're trying to fight that system, you know, like they want to care for their kids but they don't know how to care for them. They're trying to figure out how to live life, and then the system don't help them out at all. It's just, if you're not fit for it, they're just against you. And they're, you know what I mean, like I see a bunch of things and it's just crazy because there's really no help for the people. There's a 1-2 organization, like the one I work for. It's kind of like we design our own thing, so it's a little bit catering to certain people, but ultimately in the grand scale of things, there's no help for the people. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's how you create those issues, the addiction issues, and people going over the edge, and you know what I mean, like it's rough out there. So they need to figure out a way to create programs that are going to help these people, you know, not just keep them we call it, they're basically trying to put a band-aid over whatever their sickness is or whatever their illness is. Just put a band-aid on it. They don't want to heal it. They don't want to rehabilitate people. You know, they're just, okay, we got to keep them quiet. You know, it's like a little kid that's wilding out. You just put them in front of a TV and you think that's going to help the kid. Like, nah, there's certain things that have to be done so the kid understands certain things. You know what I mean? So it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's a very real situation out there, and I see how it will get to, especially over there at Hot Water, where it's rampant, where there's no like real structure, so it's a lot of reckless lawlessness going on over there, and if there's a bad batch, we definitely get to see the effects of it.
It's a cold game.
Real
game. For 25 people to be.
Say what?
Somebody was trying to do something.
Yeah,
I
and
feel
that's
like
the
somebody
thing.
was trying to do something, kill off a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Montreal's a small city, right? So imagine how it is in those big cities.
Mm-hmm.
But what? The man them said what? Was antifreeze? They try to put an antifreeze in the thing.
Yep. Antifreeze. I want to know when, like, what's the end game, you know? I'm just sad to see, you know? Everybody's on dope. There's more and more kids. Do you see a lot of young kids on it more, or it's the same older type?
No, there's a lot of young folks too. There's a lot of young folks too.
In that aspect.
There's a lot of young folks. Like that same youth I was just talking about. The man's 18, 19 years old. Fresh out of group homes. Hit the road. Rough, trying to figure it out. Another man's full blown. You know? Full blown. It's crazy. There's a lot of indigenous folks too that get caught up in that. But we all know how it is out here in MTL with the indigenous people. It's a sad situation. But there's a lot of young ones that they get caught up fast because it's like their whole family is, you know. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad still. It's bad. But yeah, there's a lot of young folks. Remember, no, I can't say he's young. He's a bit younger than us there, but I see him out there all the time. The same homie who we went to school with, the Chinese homie. We always see him on the road. Danny.
Yeah.
Remember Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out there full blown. Reckless with it. He's not really young, but he's still kind of young. It's a mix. You know, there's young folks, middle-aged folks, and elders as well. Who has the most? I would say the elders. Elders, obviously. Or middle-aged. We could say middle-aged.
You still there?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, they're trying to mess up the stream.
No, I'm still there.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Well, I was looking through the opioid epidemic in Baltimore. And it's really telling, you know. Like really nothing over there. In case you Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
You?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Them folks are trying to mess with the stream. They're talking too much real shit. You see? If I was talking about some bullshit, the shit would run smoothly, you know?
When they're trying to bring some light to
I
certain
just want
things.
to show you how this real quick.
Yeah.
It's about the opioid epidemic in Baltimore.
The next hour, we will be looking for ways to address the addiction and overdoses are happening on a scale. Thousands of families torn apart. No homes are. Is the real challenge. We're so honored to have with us here today. Now for today's town hall, we have with us Dr. Lena Nguyen. She is the Baltimore City Health Commissioner. Thank you for joining us. Harford County Sheriff Jeffrey Gaylor, who has county has been hit particularly hard by the opioid epidemic. Pastor Craig McLaughlin of the Mount Zion United Methodist Church, and Edgar Wiggins of the group Baltimore Crisis Response. Joining us in the audience now, my co-anchor, Denise.
Thank you, Vic. Well, as we look for solutions to the state's and the nation's number one social crisis, we gathered together with us today in the audience health professional experts, law enforcement, most importantly, individuals and families who have faced the opioid epidemic and taken it to heart. We also have people here with us today who are dedicating their lives to helping those who are suffering from the disease of addiction. We sent a team of reporters out to investigate this issue, and what we learned is that drugs that can be a vital service when you are in pain can also be horribly addictive. And hopefully over the next hour together we'll tackle this problem and find some solutions so that we can move ahead and do.
So how did we get here? WJZ investigator Michael shows us how widespread this problem is and how difficult it is to understand.
My son's name?
The opioid epidemic is ravaging America, from powerful addictive painkillers to heroin, claiming 175 lives nationwide each day.
The pandemic is devastating the very fiber of this country.
Maryland is one of the top states for opioid overdose deaths, a staggering toll. 1,500 people died in just the first 6 months of last year.
We see about 1,000 people a day who need treatment, and it's far less than what the actual need is.
Can you hear me?
5 people a day are dying from opioid overdose. That's shocking. If that was any other disease, it would be, on everybody's lips.
Any corner you go to, you can get the heroin. People, they're reducing nothing like it's no.
Heroin is a problem. Synthetic opioids and fentanyl are leading to a surge in deaths. You can see just how little of each substance it takes to kill.
The size of a grain of salt would be enough to cause an overdose and take your life.
In in Harford County. Put your hands up now! As part of Harford's war on opioids, an elite task force is targeting the supply chain.
Track it down to the dealers.
It was a crisis. The governor has declared a state of emergency. Some counties have even sued manufacturers of addictive opioid killers. And a number of in the state launched the Safe Stations program, where anyone with an addiction problem can go to any fire station and get help. In Baltimore City, health officials have made Narcan can revive those who've overdosed. Readily accessible. And hospital crisis has not peaked yet, and the cost in lives is so high, leaders can't afford to stop fighting.
So, seeing that reminds us just how bad this problem is. We're going to ask our panel here today to answer these questions. You know, where do we go from here? What are the solutions? Dr. Nguyen.
We have to first recognize that treating addiction as a crime is just inhumane and unscientific and not effective. So here in Baltimore City, we focus first and foremost on saving lives. If someone is dying right now, we have to save their life in order for there to be a better tomorrow. And so we've made naloxone, or Narcan, which is the opioid antidote, widely available. I issued a standing order, which is a blanket prescription for naloxone, to every single one of our 620,000 residents in Baltimore. And in the last, residents have saved nearly 2,000 lives. And we're partnering with so many others in our state, in the city, including our fire departments, so that we can target these hotspots of where fentanyl is, and then we can connect people directly into treatment.
Sheriff Taylor.
I certainly agree that we're facing something that we have never seen. We've seen previous opioid epidemics in our country's history. In Harford County, we've taken a unique approach in that we're still going to do our law enforcement job. We're responsible for law enforcement corrections, and we aggressively target the dealers.
Saying they don't want us to spread the good word, huh? Yeah, I see that.
hip hop, I wrote the best chapter. I keep an extended clip in your head splatter. You took the ladder to success, I got a tech ladder. You don't need a BBL, no sex matters. If your man hit it from the back, your ass get fatter. You was fishing something, you could catch your best snapper. Cross around the corner sharp, you a dead rapper. I've been nice as fuck as the sea in Singapore. You came in a weird way, I took a different door. You probably been a couple places I ain't been before. I've been a lot of places, but I've been before. Some say I broke the one hit a pillar law. Two hits, but I hit them and they hit the floor. They all know I'm sick with it, cause I spit it raw. They can't say I'm sick with it, that's the hip law. Teamwork makes the dream work, practice this for sure. If we all work together, we can win the war. Every play's not a story when they hit the floor. If you make assist, it doesn't matter that he didn't score. You can't buy integrity, it ain't in the store. This is grown man ball, you too immature. My inner glow shines bright cause my skin is pure. I like when it was free close and soft as the women. Always had a couple verses cause I've been a ball. In the hood on the corner by the liquor store. Yeah.
shit. You know it's heavy.